Game on. Brought to you in part by St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Ardent, rule the water.
Now that's why they call me the Extreme Angler.
Strike King Lure Company, gearing up champions for over 40 years. This week on Extreme Angler TV.
Got him. Oh yeah, good one. Oh boy. Look at him.
And then other times they want it really erratic. You know, you're around weeds, reeds, grass, any kind of things like that.
We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to Extreme Angler TV. You know, this week I'm going to do something, answer a lot of email and questions I get from people asking me, you know, I see some pretty nice fish on your show and some other shows. How do you guys find fish, you know? So what I'm going to do is today, hopefully show you that I'm going to tie in some different baits and what you can do on your cottage lake or a friend's cottage and get out there and have some fun, but still catch some fish. Variety of baits, presentations, and locations. Let's do it. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, fish. Let's go catch some. Now, as for how fast I'll fish, you know what? Especially on a new body of water, you want to go out, you want to cover a little bit of water. If you get bit hard, stick in the area big time. The fish are small, keep moving to find the bigger fish. But look what you're fishing. Is it rock? Is it rock piles? Is it wood? Is it weed? But in this case, I'm going to fish for smallmouth on the small little cottage lake. And I'm going to take advantage with the top water first thing, but just keep moving. Try to find some bigger fish. If I don't, I'll look around for some other spots, you know, maybe some points, islands, drop-offs, subtle things where the fish might be feeding in the morning. You know, you're real lucky when you got slick conditions like this in the morning. I can hear the wind in the trees. It's going to be windy. First thing in the morning, about 7:30, take advantage of that topwater bite. Find those fish that are wandering, that maybe come out of deep water. They're just more susceptible to finding them and catching them with your drop shot, your top water, and a variety of baits that you got tied on. What's important is having variety. So I have the walking bait, I have different baits tied on, and I'm gonna make a little noise. Maybe wake them up. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Wake them up. Let them know it's there. See that one? Oh my God. Get it out of the water real quick. Just rolling on it. Backup plan. Stick worm. Got him. See? That's what I mean by being ready and prepared. You come on new lakes, you just got to have a variety of baits and presentations ready. When you come to a new lake, you got to be just prepared. Have different baits, different rods tied up. But a nice way to start my morning, eh? See that? Hold on, boy. You rolled on it. I don't know if that was even you. I think the one that rolled on it was a bit bigger. We all say that, don't we? But that's the premise for the day. See? Just a nice small little fish, chunky fish, but being prepared. I get a lot of people asking me about different lakes and what you do and what kind of baits you use and where you find them and stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna make it real easy. Fish for smallmouth and cottage country up north, off the Great Lakes. I got a variety of baits. Top waters to locate them. I'll look for like weeds like this. You you know there's probably a lot of vegetation or a creek or something, because there's lots of vegetation, mat, grass, arrowheads and things like that. So you know that congregates bait fish because of the oxygen, and in turn, real simple, bass. But have different baits tied on, walking baits, topwater. I got drop shot, stick worm, finesse worms. You know, I just got a variety of stuff. Don't need 100 rods, 5 or 6 rigged up with different things, and you're gonna find them on almost any lake you go in cottage country. Let's keep going and hopefully get some big guys. And what I'll do too is I'm gonna show you something. See, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I split my screen. So if I all of a sudden find I catch a fish and stuff, I'll put a waypoint, and I'll know where I caught more and bigger fish, or find something that I really like, especially on new lakes. You can pick up a sonar unit, any style you like, you know, don't have to have the big expensive ones. As long as you can read depth, it's very, very important on new lakes that you read on the internet what the lake has to offer, pick up maps and stuff on what's available, what the lake looks like, the depth in a sonar unit. It's very important, especially on new lakes, so you're not fishing in something that could be just flat and nothing around. But you see what I'm talking about? You vary your cadence, vary your presentation and your locations. You know, you find grassy areas. If you're only getting, you know, fish that are in that 1 to 2 pound range, and you don't see any blow-ups, you don't see any real big fish, you know there's a good chance that that's an area for smaller fish to feed. You go to a rocky area, or logs or drop-offs, something a little bit different, you know, but as long as it's still slick where you can throw the top water and the fish can see it, it doesn't have to be like glass, but just a little bit of ripple, as long as they can see it. They're feeding there, and you change locations, and you start getting bigger fish, look for the same characteristics on the lake you're on. But for now, find some of those aggressive fish cruising these edges. Turn the trolling motor up a bit until you get bit. Or see a fish, miss one, hook one, but find them. They'll show you where they are. A big mistake is staying in one area too long because you think it should hold fish. Go where the fish are. When you find them, you see them on the sonar, you're confident that that area should hold more and bigger fish, then you can slow down with different baits and work the fish. Okay, let's do it. Oh, good fish too. Oh yeah. Stay hooked, baby. Stay hooked. Oh yeah, look at him. He's just slowly shaking his head. You see that? Close to that deeper water, eh? Boy, oh boy. Just fight him out. Oh, that's a nicer smallmouth. You see? You gotta search and then destroy. But they are not psychotic this morning. They're not just like blowing up, smashing it. The basket net's awesome, look at that. And hold the fish in there. I can take some pictures of some fish too. Look how long he is. Long and lean, that's why he looked like a giant. But his belly, a little bit skinny. His top, let's put him in there. I'm gonna go a little bit longer on these little shorelines here. I just popped a decent fish, saw a few more with it. I'm gonna give this spot an opportunity to prove there's some bigger fish. If there's not, I'm not gonna try to force it. I will move back to either the same point or find other similar points that drop off, that maybe have fingers going out to deeper water that attract some of those bigger fish that are sitting in the deep stuff, but now are feeding. Tighten up that drag. Got him. Oh yeah, good one. Oh boy. Look at him. Oh boy. You see that? Same spot. Oh, just barely in the front of the nose. Look at. Have fun. That's what it's all about, man. Smallmouth fishing, and it's even better when you get good ones, eh? Oh man. Just take your time. Let them fight. Tighten up slowly. Make sure there's the drag is just nice and light. Look at, he can pull all he wants. You got little fine wire treble hooks. As long as that rod's bending. When you get close, get your net ready. Oh, there you go. You scoop him up. Look at him. Now, that's getting really respectable now. Look how fat he is. Learning new water, new spots, and you're gonna catch him just like that. You seriously are. It's not a science. Don't make it out much more than it has to be, you know, get overwhelmed. But bass like that, you gotta respect them. Catch them, take some pictures, then let them go. Let's put them in here. Just a nice thick fish, eh? Beautiful, look at him. Northern fish. Cottage country at its best. What do we see so far? You know, grassy points and stuff. Let the fish tell you where they are, but you gotta investigate. Look at maps, go on the internet, look at forums on the areas you wanna fish. Pick out the characteristics that you like. What I like, topwater mixed with some weed and stuff when I'm chasing smallmouth. I like that northern lakes with a little bit of tannic water, which means it's a little bit stained, so I can just get in there and chase them like big largemouth. But when they're off points like this is the third spot of the day. You know there's more fish. When I caught the first fish over here, I saw two more below the boat. So I know he's got friends. Next cast over there, he rolled once, left it. You saw the results. I'm gonna catch another fish. And as long as they're eating on top, I'll keep doing it. They stop, the action stops, I'll slow down with another bait and presentation, knowing there's more fish around that didn't want to come up or just not interested. But they're still willing to bite. You change presentations and baits. Look at that. Oh, another black one. Wow. Hey? Holy, oh, he spit it. He spit it. Oh, but see that? This is how they're eating it. They're not going, oh, it's just, this little bait sits down like this. They're just pulling it down, just pulling it down. That was a real nice black smallmouth. Let's get back in position and hopefully catch him or his friend. Change my cadence sometimes. It's so important. If you're getting them on a steady retrieve, you know what? Keep doing it. Do what you got to do to catch fish. But if the bite isn't really aggressive, you got to change it up. Throw out, let it sit, it'll bob. I guarantee the fish will know it's there. A few walks, back and forth, stop it. What's going to happen is the bait's going to move. It's going to jerk. It's not going to be going the same way. Fish tracks it, all of a sudden it stops. It sits in front of his nose. You go again, get ready. Let the fish tell you how they want to eat. And in turn, change your cadence to get bit. Let me show you what I'm going to use today. A little walking style bait, back and forth, you know, a bit more subtle than the Spittin' King, but I got that. I have got tube jigs tied on, okay, all Legend Extremes. I've got stick worms. I've got drop shot. I'm all prepared and ready. When I want to make a little bit of noise, I've got the Spittin' King. And last but not least, yep, you've seen it all kinds of times, zero stick worm. So you have a variety. You don't need 30 rods out, 5 or 6. Even if you have 2 or 3 rods, rig up something that you can catch them on top or locate them. Something like a tube jig or a stick worm that cast out and go subsurface nice and slow. Get those fish to suspend or maybe miss your topwater, and have the drop shot where you can see fish on the sonar, where you see edges and things, where you're just not getting bit on top. You have options. That's the key to catching fish on a new lake. Options. Yeah. Oh yeah, see? Look at one behind him too. There's 3 of them. He had about 3 or 4 with him. That's why he bit it. That's why he grabbed it, because he had some buddies with him. I saw them behind him. I saw them, and there was a duker there too. Look at that. I'm gonna put him in there for a picture. That's a nice little fish. So you move around a little bit and you find different fish, you know? And you see that? The sun's out, and I'm still catching fish on top. You know, those preconceived notions, you know, the old premise of when the sun's up, put down the top water. That's not the case. You can catch them all day if you find them. You just got to find areas where either they're sitting in ambush positions, they come up and eat it, or they're in a pack. So it's a competitive thing. So what I'm going to do is put that down for a bit, pick up the drop shot on an area where I caught some pretty good fish. Let's see if there's any more fish here that want to eat. It's the beauty about drop shotting. You can actually put the bait right on where you see the fish, where the hooks are. It's pretty wild. Most times, they'll still take a shot at it. Oh boy, there's fish on the bottom too. Get ready. Let it go right down. Make sure you're on the bottom. And then just shake it. See? Wow. Giant fish. Giant fish. Giant fish. Let that drag go. See? On that deeper ledge. Wow. Look at that. What is that? Big pike? Look at the size of northern there, eh? Look at him. That's what I call pretty big northern. You can go to any lake. If the lake's got pike and bass and stuff, if you put all your mechanics together, you're gonna catch them. Look at him. That's a nice northern, eh? Oh, there he goes. Now that's catch and release. But see, you go to any lake, man, just play around. Find those edges and stuff. I came back to a little point where I got some nice fish on top. Came out a bit, 14, 16 feet. As soon as I found the ledges, ledges are the key, especially if those fish go up and feed, they come down, those are chilling areas. Threw the drop shot down, shook it. When I set, I thought, hold on a second, that's a bass, we're in trouble. But when I did those longer runs, you know, probably muskie or pike, and that's what it was. That was an easy catch and release. You let them go anyway, but I'm gonna retie and hopefully catch a few more fish, but use that to your advantage when you're on new lakes. Have different baits rigged up from the top to the middle to the bottom. Top water, stick worm tube, drop shot, and you'll catch them too. Whew, let's get another one. There we go. Oh, nice one too. Look at that, eh? You gotta use a drop shot, stick worm, in the top water. Look at that. Loosen off that drag, let him pull. There he comes. Whoa. Gotta love catching them. Look how tough they are. Northern fish, they're streamlined. Let's swing him in. Ready? There he is. Oh, we shook my sinker off, didn't you? Yeah, just a small fish. You know what? I got one more spot I'm gonna go to. Little fish. And there's a tree line. I saw when I launched, there was some trees in the water and stuff, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna come back to that when the sun's high, the fish are more active. But for now, we did the top water, drop shot, and you know what? I might go to those trees, pick up my zero, catch some more fish. Let's see what else this lake has to offer. But another option, the good old zero, and you can never go wrong with fallen trees. Seriously, you look where they taper and go down, but the water's got a little bit of color to it like this lake does, you know that there's a good chance that there's either largemouth, pike, or smallmouth. They're sitting right where the ledges come down, or where it's really thick, where there's a bush, a stump, a rock with the bush, the leaves, things like that that they can hold to. They're ambush locations, and nothing better for me than the stick worm, putting in those locations and watch the fish come out and eat it. It's coming out to deeper water right here. Oh boy. Oh, good one. See? Look at that. Largemouth too, eh? Wow. Look at that, good largie. See? Good old stick worm, eh? You pick your spots. He came out of almost nowhere. Look where he wants to go back. He wants to go back, you know where he came out of. Look at that tree. Come here, you little fatty. That's a nice largemouth, isn't it? Oh yeah, look at him. Come here, you. Hey, where'd you get it to? You get your pliers? That didn't take long at all, did it? See that? Almost the second tree I went to. You got largemouth in the lake too. It's an extra bonus, man. There he is. I'm gonna put him in for some pictures. You can't complain with that. First spot. You come along the shoreline, get him on top, get him on drop shot. In this lake, you know what? It's got pike, it's got walleye, smallmouth, largemouth, and any lake you go to too. It's got a variety of fish. Presentations that you're gonna use, it's a good chance you're gonna catch a variety of fish. And that just makes it more exciting because there's variety. So I have different baits rigged up. I got them on top, got them on stickworm early, drop shot, I'm back to the stickworm, and I'm almost finished today. It's gonna be real hot scorcher, but you know what? It's been a blast. Well, big pike, big smallmouth, and a bonus largemouth. You see, if you go to new lakes and try different things, be versatile, have your selection of baits. When you go on your favorite lakes or a new lake, be versatile, have your stuff rigged, and you'll catch them too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Extreme Angler TV.
Snagproof, the world's finest weedless lures. Fishoflage, for love of the sport. Daiichi, bleeding red hooks. Catch us at extremeanglertv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.